from New York City, it's the Wendy Williams Show.
Okay, let's get started. It's time for... Come on. Cramps like I'm 19. I thought that this period thing was over with me. Do you know what I'm saying? No, but I don't have a period. I'm just saying I got the cramplation. Like, why? And then Joni, who mics me up, she's like, well, what'd you have for breakfast? I said, hot potato chips and tuna fish. She was like, well, no wonder. Anywho, hi. So, Nicki Minaj is married. Yeah. Look, there are some naysayers who say, why did you marry this guy, Kenneth Petty? So she's Nicki Minaj Petty. Well, she announced the news on her Instagram last night by showing the Mr. and Mrs. mugs and the bride and groom hat. So we are to assume she's married. But I understand why she married him. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, she's known by all the world at this particular point in her life. She's the biggest thing going. And sometimes when you're the biggest thing going, you want to have a safety blanket, a comfort zone, and that would be somebody that you grew up with. You know, he maybe wasn't your boyfriend back then. Maybe you just had rock fights and stuff. You know how we get started, girls. I used to love to have rock fights with the boys. Because although I'm not a tomboy, I used to like to hang around with the boys because that's how you get to know the boys, you know. So maybe he was like her rock fight partner or something like that. But I think that she probably will start a family right away. And can you imagine a burgeoning belly with these burgeoning hips? I mean, the plastic of it all, you know what I mean? And she's gonna have a big belly, and she's short, and she's got the boobs and the hips. And I don't know what he does for a living. I just know that he did time in jail for, he's a sex offender. Well, she's no stranger to that, because her is in jail for...
Sex offending.
For sex offending. Well, first-degree manslaughter. Now, he served 7 years in prison, and he's also a sex offender. So that means that he... Is a manslaughter a killer? That's okay, so he's a killer and a sex offender. Well, Nicki, congratulations. Somebody other than the chief made this tea. It's really hot. Yeah. I can barely touch the cup. Ow. Ow. Meghan Markle, everybody, says that she was warned not to marry Prince Harry. You know who warned her? Some hating-ass girlfriend of hers. You know what I'm saying? Like, you meet a prince and your friend's gonna tell you not to marry? Get out, or Meghan's lying to try to give sympathy, you know, for us to give her sympathy. Anyway, yeah, and the weird thing about this interview that she did, she's standing up the whole time. Like, there's no chair, there's no shade. Like, she's standing the whole time in a trench coat interviewing. So it's kind of awkward. Anyway, take a look.
I had no idea, which probably sounds difficult to understand here, but when I first met my now husband. My friends were really happy because I was so happy, but my British friends said to me, I'm sure he's great, but you shouldn't do it because the British tabloids will destroy your life. And I very naively, I'm American, we don't have that there. What are you talking about? That doesn't make any sense. I'm not in tabloids. I didn't get it.
Yes, you did. You knew exactly what you were doing. And I applaud her plotation on the royal situation. But please, don't try to garner sympathy from us. You knew what you were doing. By the way, your friend is a hater. And so whoever told you that, if someone in fact told you that, she needs to be dismissed. And yeah. And I feel like, you know, this couple, first of all, you know, with William and Kate, they are grooming because he's gonna be the king and she's gonna be the queen and the kids are gonna be the royals like that. Harry and Meghan have nothing to lose by moving to America. Yeah. Why not? I mean, move to America, you know, and live part-time in Africa like you want to do. You have to still go back to England. The thing about moving to America is you're really kicking the royal thing out of your life. So have a place in all three places. Have a mansion in Malibu, a big hut, you know, or I've never been to Africa, I don't know, but or a big hotel or wherever you're gonna live in Africa, and then have your royal palace-esque type place in England. I mean, I like them. I really do like them, but her, there's something about her. You know what I'm saying? And you know what, girl, Meghan. Meghan, don't be surprised that the paparazzi are everywhere. Of course, because you're now a royal. They weren't following you when you were on Suit. We didn't even know who you were, except when you came for employment here at Wendy and wanted to be one of our runway models. I've told this story before. Do I need to go into it again? Yes! All right, well, once upon a time, there was an innocent girl named Meghan, and she wanted to be a runway model here at Wendy. And Suzanne?
Yeah. Well, she wanted to be an expert.
Tell it!
Okay, so she called up our talent department. She called our lovely bookers, Carrie and Siobhan, and she said, I'm Meghan Markle from Suits, and we were there.
Right.
I was like, what?
Tell it.
She said, I'm really into fashion.
Go.
I would love to come to your show and be a fashion expert and do the runway and all that stuff. And they said, all right, we'll come by our office. We'll meet with you.
And she was actually in the office. Not
Yep.
this one right here, but across the street. We got 2 buildings on the block. This is my block.
Yep, so she...
Go ahead.
She came in, she sat down, and they met with her, and they talked with her about
I do
what
believe that we even have a picture, except it's not ready right now. We have a picture of her standing in the Wendy building across the street.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Yes,
really?
it's somewhere in the still store.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
So then, yeah, so she wanted to be on the show. They chatted with her, and they thought that she'd be perfect to come here
Right.
and do it. And then by the time we decided to book her,
She was already engaged.
yup,
That's all I'm saying.
yup,
We are involved with everything around here.
yup.
But here's the thing. Like, every celebrity has their own relationship with the paparazzis, whoever they are. You know what I'm saying? Like, yesterday, the paparazzi was outside of this building, our studio, waiting for me. No, well, here's what had happened was, right? This is such a staged photo. I can tell you exactly what happened, okay? I'm leaving the studio. I got my little Birkin going on. I had a tote bag. I love a tote bag. They carry everything. It's a big giant one. So James and I are walking out. You know James. So James and I are walking out of the studio, and the paparazzi guy was there. Now, mind you, I left like 2 hours after the show was over. Sometimes I like to do that to trick them, so then they just go away. By the way, they follow me. It's not my fault. been a hell of a year. So anyway, so me and James walk out of the studio, and James is in front, and you know, we put the stuff in the back. And my award, not award, my achievement, the star, was in the tote bag though. It was in the tote bag. No, right? So the paparazzi guy, he's taking pictures. I'm like, hi, you know, I have a relationship with them. They've got to feed themselves as well. I get what they do. So I cooperate with them, like, okay. So he goes, Wendy, can I have a picture with you with your star? And I said, no, it's in my tote bag. And in the bag, there was a whole bunch of crap, like you know how a tote bag is. You know, and then you have your handbag. So I had the handbag, he had the tote bag. We put everything in the car. But the paparazzi guy was so nice, and I understand the job that they have to do, just like hopefully you understand the job that I have to do. So I go to the guy, I said, all right, I'll get the damn award, and then I'm gonna go, James, you just stay right here, and I'm gonna go back in the building, and I'm gonna count you down, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And yeah, this is so staged. I gave him what he wanted, and you know, that's the way it is. But Meghan Markle, nobody feels sorry for you. You knew what you were signing up for, girl.
This is kind of
You have a secret identity. You need to keep it secret. And if you want to save by bundling home and car insurance, you need Geico.
You're still wearing your mask, dude.
Teresa and Joe from Jersey, they're doing an interview, the first one ever, with Andy on Sunday night. Now look, we've got to watch this together in my head. We've got to watch this together, all right? Joe will do it from Italy. I don't know whether Teresa's gonna be in the studio with Andy. All I'm saying is, in our Hot Topics morning meeting, they found it odd that Teresa is not in Italy with him right now. I said, for what? This is not break for the kids from school. You know, the kids are in school. She lives in Jersey. And yeah, they can have a nanny take care of the kids while she goes over there. But you know, this is indicative of a woman who apparently doesn't want to be married anymore. In my mind, in my mind. Your husband's been deported, you've got 4 children together, you both did crimes, and you both did the time. Either this is gonna bring you together, right? Or separate you totally. And the idea that she's not there with him yet, to me says, I think these people are gonna get a divorce, which is well-deserved for Teresa. Teresa is still beautiful. Teresa is a bodybuilder. Teresa still is juicy. Teresa, she's had all of her girls. She doesn't have to worry about kids anymore. She meets a nice man who already has his kids, and they look good together, to take her out and squire her around. I say divorce. I mean, that's what it's there for, isn't it? So yesterday, Joe spoke out briefly in Italy to Bravo, The Dish. The Daily Dish is what he spoke to. Bravo's The Daily Dish. That's a show on Bravo. Listen to him talk, observe how he looks, and then we'll talk. Go ahead.
Life, it's always better to look through the windshield and not through the rearview mirror. You know, it's a much bigger picture when you're looking through the windshield. But at the end of the day, people make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. All right, but I've learned a valuable lesson from all this, and I know my family, you know, is the most important thing to me. But you know, it's better that I'm out here than in there. And I just want to let you know that I love yous, and you know, I'm always here for yous.
I love yous. Apparently, Joe has been spending a lot of time at the papyrus store. Life, it's better through the windshield. Anyway, so Joe lost 50 pounds in prison. But it's nice that he lost the 50 pounds, but maybe a little filler right here. You know what I'm saying? Just a little filler, and maybe not a full wig, but a partial. This is what, like as you know, as you can see, I've gained a few pounds in a good way. You know, but I just feel like And you know what? And I like it. I feel like when you get older, you're not supposed to be so thin. Otherwise, you know, you start to, like, things start to happen. You know what I'm saying? Although I am in the process of getting rid of this right here. No, honey, my dermatologist has this machine. And look, it tightens all this in the name of Paula Abdul. I'm not doing what Paul is doing, but I'm doing something right here. So as I'm filling out, go away. I go every Monday at 2 o'clock. Yeah, I bought a 5-pack, but then you get a bonus. Now I have a 6-pack. Right, so I've gotten it done twice. So in the next 4 weeks, you're gonna see me, when I go like this, tuck that all the way back up. Well, all I'm saying though is that he lost 50 pounds, good for him. He's also very flexible. Can we show that footage? All right, show, Look at him go. Look at him. No, that's talented, that's not funny. That's good. Look at him go, kicking and stuff. What the Bruce Lee is going on? Look, it's called Joe and Teresa Unlocked. It airs Sunday night, 8 p.m. on Bravo. Tuck this all the way up. And if it all works out, I'm gonna show you the machine. I'll show you, I'll share with you, I don't mind. Jesus. So Felicity Huffman is pissing off the inmates in the prison. Now she's only there for 2 weeks and they're already fuming because she's allowed to have her husband and her daughter visit over the weekend, this past weekend, right? By the way, why is she near a car? Why wouldn't she just get in the car and drive off? Anyway, so they say normally, good morning prisoners, by the way. How you doing? Normally visitor approval is like a few weeks. You can't just say, my husband and daughter are coming, and then they just show up. Do you know what I mean? Clap if you're familiar with this in the audience. Oh. James, cover me. Cover me. That was a trick. James. Well, she shouldn't have her daughter and husband visit. It's only 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? It's only I wouldn't want my family to see me in that particular condition just because I just wouldn't, you know what I mean? Like, I do this 2 weeks. I don't want my husband to see me like that. I wouldn't want my kid to see me like that. When I was locked away in the halfway house in Queens, my family actually came because he invited them. And I'm like, what are you doing? I don't want my family to see me in no windows and no ceiling and no TV, laid up here plotting. Like, no. Word to Herb. I was like, it was like the lowest point. Like, how are you gonna? And then my son visited and sees his mother, you know what I'm saying? Like all away, plotting. It was... Thank you, Brendan. You know Brendan.
Yeah, I know, I got
Coming into work, trying to make people smile for an hour, and then going back there, and my parents sitting there wondering what is wrong with me. Like, you don't want people to visit you in prison. To me, you go to prison, you can't have Facebook, you can't have anything but bread and water. You do your time, and then that's that. And I wasn't in prison, but it was like prison. I needed that environment to plot. People screaming in the middle of the night. Oh, please, believe me, you. The book I'll never write. Anywho. So Tupac Shakur is alive. and arrested for drug possession and pulling a knife on the cops. Now, look, before you show the picture, let me just set up the story. All right, so Tupac Shakur is 40 years old, and he had the drugs, and he had the knife, and he pulled it on the cops. It was an... Now, really, his real name is Tupac Shakur. And this all happened in Tennessee. He's 40 years old, there's Tupac Shakur. That's his real name. Look, just a little something funny to round off Hot Topics. We got more great show for you, everybody. Thank you so much for watching today. Up next, the stars of Tyler Perry's new drama, The Oval, are here. So grab a snack.